How are there already two people waiting? I've never had somebody be waiting for me already when I start. What's going on, guys and girls? Alright, Forrest, tell me why. Why is emergency med the best? Ooh, two. Tell me, Riley, why? General surgery. Ooh. I should do like a counter. Oh, the paramedic before, so I'm biased. I agree with them. That's what I would like, but maybe peds. Oncology or gyne. Alright, guys. You guys gotta tell me why, though. Why would you guys pick these? I'm gonna write these down on this board, and then we're gonna... I need, like, some cleaner stuff. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Duro? Emergency medicine has a variety. Critical thinking procedures, adrenaline, immediate satisfaction of time, but I'm also an EMT, so also biased. Forrest, that's what I'm saying. Alright, I just spread a bunch of, like, green stuff on here. It didn't really work that well. That wasn't a good idea. Oh, I got some napkins here. What's up, Zanib? Alright, hold on, guys, hold on. I'm working on something. I didn't expect so many of you to come on so quickly. There was like 2 people waiting for me already, and I did not expect that at all. Alright, 10 people in here? Alright. So, we got EM, Gen Surge, Paramedic before some bias. Alright, I should do Peds dressing and then go into Hemonc. Alright. What? Yeah, I'm living it. I thought you were going to finish tomorrow, but yeah, that's fine. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to be talking to myself, so I'm going to be talking to all of them. Huh? Probably. Alright, guys. Emergency medicine, period. Well, I was paramedic, so I'm biased. I agree with them. That's what I like with my Pete's. Onc or gynecology. Emergency medicine, variety, critical thinking procedures. What's up, Duro? Forrest, that's what I'm saying. Aaron, you should go into IR. I say you should go into Hazanib. Or should do Peds residency, then go into Heme Onc. Adults, IR. That chair looks comfy. It's super comfy, Zanib. Marco, using this as a background noise as I study for my bio exam tomorrow. Sorry, not sorry. Anesthesia by Arseny. I love me. Cute cat. Thank you. It's not my cat, but I use it as a thumbnail. Aaron wouldn't like anesthesia. Correct. Let's see. Forrest, you get a little of everything in the ER, never a dull moment. Correct by Riley. Andrea, surgery period because it's just incredible to see the problem in person. Also, it's very satisfying to take out what's physically hurting someone, but I do have to agree with EM. All right. Gen Surge has, what, like 2? EM has 2. Anesthesia and then into palliative medicine. Wow. Let's see. PM and R is a new one residency. Do you know? No, what is that, Duro? What is PM and R? Rehab? Physical medicine and rehab? Anesthesia and then into palliative medicine. Andrea, it's pretty cool. Public health by Plunge. Zenib, you seem like someone who would be great in family medicine. Okay. Oh yeah, family med. That's Zanib. I agree by Zanib. By Plunge agrees with Zanib. Oncology because you'll be dealing with the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of cancer. All right, that's 2. Adults or peds, Abu? Because you're kind and understanding. Thanks. Riley, after your emergency medicine career, you can retire and become a cruise ship doctor. That doesn't sound anything like me. But that sounds like I'll go on cruises, but I won't become a. Maybe I should become a cruise ship doctor, Nana. What do you think of that?
No, because that's too like your contract would be too strict. Just go on cruises, and you're a doctor that's on the cruise, so
Yeah.
you're there.
My sister's in law school, and she says the contract would be too crappy, so I should just go on a cruise instead of being stressed. You guys probably heard her. All right. After your emergency medicine career, all right, you guys heard that. I'm not sure, to be honest. Never looked into it, but a friend of mine matched into it recently. You could do peds and do neonatologist. That one actually sounds kind of cool, neonatologist, Duro. Yeah, there's a guy I follow on Instagram. You guys probably follow him, like Dr. Ben K. It was like him and Dr. Jay Feldman from like New York. They like grew their Instagram together as med students, and I think Dr. Ben ended up going into physical med and rehab. He's a cool guy. When do you have to choose your specialty, and what is that process like? It's not gonna be for a while, Zanib. I just thought this would be a really fun live stream. So you pick your specialty around third year in med school, and then you start applying for residencies your fourth year. And your fourth year, you also do away rotations and electives in the specialty that you want to go into. That's kind of how it works here in the United States. Forrest, well, yeah, I agree with family med, but see you in EM, you get to do family med plus more. Not everything in the ER is an emergency, unfortunately. That's very true, Forrest. A lot of underserved populations get their primary care in the ER. You are correct with that. Kurosh says, immunology and allergy. I've never worked with an immunology allergist specialist, Kurosh. That sounds interesting. I'll have to look into that. Let me write it down. How could I ever forget internal medicine and then go into cardiology? Of course. A lot of people like cardio. Think about being the only physician for thousands of miles on the ocean. Your scope is limitless. That is true, Riley. It's kind of scary at the same time. Plunge surgeon. What kind of surgeon, Plunge? Duro, Owen, tell your sister hello. She's awesome for going to law school, and I think she should have a channel. I'd have an affinity for law. She says woohoo. They want me to put you in a video. A med student, law student video.
Kendall has told me that too, that you should put me in your video and hashtag it, and that you'll get different followers.
Yeah.
All go to your channel.
All right. We'll think of something fun to do. Internal medicine by Plunge. ENT specialist. ENT. All right, guys. Y'all are just throwing all these specialties at me, but you have to explain why I should go into these. Like, tell me. You're supposed to convince me. Yeah, and wait 5 hours for it. Like Forrest, family med. Yeah, 5 hours for the care. I see what you're saying, Forrest. So, yeah. I was a community health worker in a peds emergency room for a year. It was interesting. Have you read all the books on your bookshelf? Those are actually all of my sister's books. I have not read any of those books up there. I have 2 books here on my desk. Oh yeah, I showed you guys this on the last live stream. What's up? And then I'm reading this one right now, guys. It's called Attending. My sister goes to a bunch of like book things, and then she brings me back medical books. and I usually don't even read them, but I'm trying. Plastic surgeon. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. GI. GI is also lit. GI does not sound lit. It sounds very poopy. Starting med school in a couple of weeks. Congrats, MSD. Where are you going to med school? Abu, gyneco, you'll specialize in women's health with a focus on the female issues, including obstetrics, pregnancy, and childbirth, menstruation, and fertility issues. Also, because women are our moms. See, that's the kind of conversation I want, Abu. I have not done gyneco. I think as a guy, I think we're just kind of pushed away from gynecology just based on that fact. But maybe I'll really like it. I can't wait until I witness a childbirth, and then maybe after my first one, I'll be over it. So we'll see. Kurash, pathology if you don't like talking to patients. I love talking to patients, Kurash. Med student, law student video is a good idea. My friend Harmon from Med Bros wants to do GI. Oh, yeah. He wants to do GI. I didn't know that. I watch them too. They're pretty cool. Plunge, nuclear medicine. That sounds very physicsy. Duropathology would not fit Aaron. I think I agree, Duro. I love talking to people. Riley, cruise ship doctors get free housing, free meals, paid travel, and the ability to grow immensely in cultural sensitivity. I can kind of see that, Riley, but also like the people that are going on cruise ships probably like are well off, I would say. I know some cruises aren't super expensive, but most people that can take the time off to go like on a week-long cruise ship and can afford it and pay for it. I don't know. I see what you're saying though. That'd be cool, like to land in other places and just hang out on the. But they're like port cities and they're probably touristy. So I wonder. I see what you're saying, Riley. I'm interested. I would be more interested in something like a wilderness doctor. I haven't heard too much about wilderness doctors. Explain, what is this, a short answer test? It is a short answer test, Plunge. You are correct. Cameron, plastics, you won't be affected by the health insurance system as much, especially if it ever switched to socialized medicine. MSD is going to a state school. Congrats, MSD. I'm going to my state school too. Yeah, I'm going to my state school as well. Cameron, plastics. I see more plastics. Like if I was gonna go into plastics, Cameron, I would do something more like burn patients, like disfigured patients. Like war vets, something like that. I don't think it would be like a elective plastic surgery, boobs and butt jobs. Honestly, although I could and just make a lot of money doing that, but that's not my goal. Duro, I say IR because it's cool and there's so much more to learn. You look like a lifelong, and you are a lifelong learner. IR has a good work-life balance. Dr. Cellini is in radio. Yeah, Dr. Cellini is cool. He's a reason why I've considered IR. It'd be cool if I could be like on a boat in the middle of the ocean and just get consults out there with big old screens and just work from the ocean. I don't know. Maybe that's too far. That's reaching too far, but I don't know. Peds is great. Yeah, Peds, I agree with Peds, MSD. I kind of want to do Peds, but I don't want to be a general pediatrician. I did a clinic for 6 weeks. I was just general Peds, and it's fun, but it's not exciting enough for me. But I love the little kids. Be a doctor for NASA. Cool headphones. Thanks, Plunge. Sorry, Duro. Sometimes it blocks your messages, but I'm showing you guys are actually messaging me a lot, so I see why it blocked it. Don't do OB because you'd be seeing vaginas too much. You'd probably be tired of seeing it. Dr. Buck spoke about it in one of his videos. Yeah, I probably won't do OB-GYN. I probably won't end up specializing in it, but we all have to do it. These headphones, Plunge, are Razer, Kraken, something. I don't have them in the description of this one, but if you just Google Razer Kraken headphones, you'll find them. That would be cool. That's my reason. If I need for nice. Cesar, ortho surgeon. Ortho. Forrest, ortho is where the money's at, but we all know that nobody becomes a doctor for the money, right? It's not my reason for going to medicine, Forrest, so. But I know there's a lot. Rubaya, hola. I got an exam tomorrow on urinalysis. Wish me luck. Good luck, Rubaya. I hope you do well. UAs are always fun to read. Ortho is where the money is at, but does he like it? You can't choose a specialty for money. I haven't done ortho. I did a little bit when I worked at a vet clinic. We did some bone work, and it was fun, but I don't know if I would do it forever. And I feel like a lot of people go into ortho, or like that are on social media going to ortho. Cameron, I agree. Reconstruction would be so much more fun. I think boobs and butts would get boring. Exactly, Cameron. Like facial reconstructions, like for burn victims or for amputees or war vets. That would probably be the reason I go into plastics, or even like cleft palates. Like little babies that are born with congenital anomalies. So he asked for a suggestion. Exactly, Drew. If I don't go into peds surgery, I do med peds and go into cardiology. Okay, I want to be a cardiologist or cardio surgeon. You should consider it. I will consider it, Murray. So let's see, cardio. We got cardiology over here. We'll do cardio surgery. Feel like that'd be dope by Cesar. I think it'd be pretty cool. Like banging on the hammers to get the pins into the bones. It's quite an interesting feeling. And then if you guys ever felt a bone like in the middle? It's really spongy. It's kind of weird actually. I just want to get overstepped and I'm decided. Me too, MSD. This is just a fun live stream to get some specialties out there, get you guys talking, try to convince me. Pediatric cardiac surgeon is very challenging and interesting. That sounds really freaking cool, Karash. Peds. I'm gonna split that into peds and adults because the peds, that would be pretty cool. Would you consider general surgery? I would plunge. If I were to go into I think if I were going to go into a surgical specialty, I would first do general surgery, and then later you could do a fellowship in whatever you're considering, just to kind of get a taste of it and see if you actually want to do surgery. Well, where do you see yourself as a doctor, and what are you interested in? For me, Zanib, I like building patient relationships. I like seeing difficult cases, complicated. I like doing procedures. I like suturing and stuff, but nothing too crazy. And I do like the adrenaline. Sometimes, sometimes not. Something like that. Would you like urology, Duro? The renal block was actually pretty interesting, guys. How the kidneys work. Maybe if I did a rotation with urology, I would like it more. So I'll let you guys know a little bit more later. So we'll see. Convince me. What do you know about What do you know about urology, Duro? Forrest Thompson, hematology. Yeah, heme sounds like something I would like to do. Forrest. Heme sounds interesting to me. Watch the documentary about Christopher Dunch. Cesar, trauma surgeon. That sounds fun, Cesar. I think there was like a gen search here. We'll do trauma search here. Be a spin doctor. Spine doctor. Horrible spine surgeon. Have you guys watched The Lost? Have you guys ever seen an episode like one of the guys that gets lost is actually a spine surgeon? What made you assume that I was a guy? So I did say myself on that video, Zanib. I said him, and then in the text I put or her because I was not sure. So I apologize, but later when I was editing, I was like, wow, I messed up. So that's why I put or her on that one. Abu, bro, how about dermatology? You'll also be dealing with skin, nails, hair, and diseases. Derma, it might be both medical and surgical aspects. That is true, Abu. I guess I have this preconceived notion that most women go into derm, but maybe, yeah, you're right. I should look into derm a little bit more, like as a guy, I guess. I don't know why I think that's more of a woman's specialty, but I guess it's not, right? Military Surgeon by Robert Ekman. I've always considered joining the military. I think right now it's not something I would do. Maybe in the future. But then I don't know if it. Yeah, we'll see in the future. Robert, what holds? What's in store? Zanib, plunges spin doctor comment actually made me laugh out loud. Kurash, if you really like detective work and seeing a lot of different cases, definitely consider immunology. Okay. Detective work. That sounds. I kind of do like the clinical reasoning, Kurash. I don't know what like immunology and allergy is, so I'll have to look into that. I already wrote it down here. I'm gonna put some stuff. Sound like ped cardio surgeon perfect. My sister had an open heart surgeon. It seems like her experience was amazing, as in the relationship with her and the doctors and the nurses. Yeah, that sounds like a really good one. Marissa, thank you for that. Sounds like I'm gonna be in school a really long time if I do it, like, or residency. I mean, for a really long time. No, not spin doctor. It's something completely different. What? I've never heard of a spin doctor. Chiropractor, JK, just key. I don't agree with them at all. I don't either, MSD. I'm scared of chiropractors. Have you seen all the things where they like paralyze people where they move their necks incorrectly? It's so scary. Oh man, that's just scary. Do ortho surgery. Why, Saeed? When do you start school again? I start again on Thursday, Riley. So it's gonna be a lot of orientation these first few like days, which is I've heard one of the worst parts of like repeating a year, I guess. But I gotta do it. It's required. So I'll be there Thursday. Try neurosurgery. Neurosurge. Become spin as fake right plunge. Become medical professor. So plunge, I think it's good to be like a practicing physician, and then you can transition into becoming a medical professor in the certain like specialty or area you're teaching in. That's how my med school works. Most of my lecturers are actually practicing doctors, and then they come and lecture us on their expertise. So we have so many professors every single block. It's crazy. Sandeep, that's why I find it funny. It's fake science, bro. Those sketchy doctors without a degree. Yeah, Zanib, that's creepy. MSD, those are creepy. Duro, trauma surgery is good as it like gen surge, but more fast paced. When you're a trauma surgery, you don't have to worry about insurance. You're just working fast paced. Yeah, I kind of like that, Duro. I don't want to really bother too much with like insurance, but it's something you have to deal with, and I feel like it's something I should do as a doctor, kind of like advocating because the system is so screwed up. Um, if you guys don't watch Z Dog MD, you guys should all watch Z Dog MD. He talks some real stuff, and he's already a doctor, so he can really call stuff out how it is. Med school professor, you mean go back to school yet again after at least 11 years? I kind of like academic Boris. It's kind of cool to like raise the next generation of doctors or whatever. It's um like after my experience so far, I think it'd be cool to have um, just some support and mentors that understand how hard stuff is sometimes. I start at the end of July, MSD. We start a little bit sooner, MSD, because we do a like a quick little public health thing at the beginning of med school. Um, that's based here, like in New Mexico, so we really understand what's going on here in our state. That's why we start so soon, honestly. Cesar, what body systems do you like learning about the most? I don't know, Cesar. I don't think I have a favorite because everything just kind of comes together in the end. Like everything's like it's a system, so it all comes together, and I don't really know um, what which one is my favorite. I couldn't really say. Do urology if you want to see ding dongs. Okay, Forrest. Neuro would be good as that it includes a lot of clinical investigation. It takes into consideration a love for the brain as well as detective work. I like that neuro. I actually really enjoy neuroblock. Um, I'm not good with people with neuro problems and like brain and mental health problems. Like kind of creeps me out. Hopefully I'll get better. Like during my psych rotation in med school, but it really freaks me out. Would you consider also making videos about university in general, since I'll be going to university next year? I kind of want to make videos on like how to succeed in your college courses, because I did really well my senior year. Like literally, that was the only time I did pretty well in college, and I did really well in some upper level biology courses, science courses. Um, and I kind of wanted to like actually go and show you guys where I studied every day, that like where my like spot was at the university in a little cubby, instead of just making a video here talking to you guys, because I'm getting kind of tired of those, and you guys probably are too. Thinking about ENT or internal initially as I enter. Nice, we have a week of orientation and then classes. Nice, MSD. What do you guys start with MSD? The curriculum kind of changed for us this year, and I think we're gonna start with like a full anatomy block. So our last year, our courses were designed like we get 1 or 2 weeks of the anatomy of the block. Like if we're doing neuro, we get like 1 or 2 weeks of like brain dissection, and then we stop dissecting and then just go into classes. And I think now we're doing all the anatomy, and then we're just going to go into the different systems and not do dissections, because the bodies were getting too gross by the time we were in CVPR. So I think that's why they're kind of changing it. What's it like in New Mexico? It's amazing. We have some beautiful views. We have a lot of different people living here. The culture is pretty diverse, I would say. It is a poor state, but I think it's beautiful regardless, even though some people like it, that really bothers them for some reason. I don't know. It's pretty relaxed. The city, like the traffic isn't as bad as really large cities, and it's easy to get out of the city, I would say. So yeah, that's a snippet. Maybe I should make a other stuff of like what I love about New Mexico video. I would be a good medical professor as it would integrate my love for medicine and education. I agree, Duro. Plunge geriatrics. Geriatrics is going to be a really large field during all of our lifetimes. There's going to be a lot more older people than young people when I'm practicing. I have heard that, and the statistics show that. They're going to have a lot of problems, and I feel like it's going to focus a lot on symptom management more than treatment, and I don't know if that's something I want to do. I don't know if I want to like manage symptoms versus treating a disease and maybe getting rid of it. So that's anesthesiologist. Why geriatrics and why anesthesia, guys? I'm not tired of these lives. LOL. I don't know. I kind of like them. I think they're just kind of easy to do, and you guys like to ask questions, and I get to answer your questions. And this is the first one that has like a theme. So I'm liking this one. I need to make themes for them all, so it's not just a general Q&A. Definitely make a guide to survive university in general. Okay. Would you rather having everyone you know forget you, or you forget everyone you know? Honestly, I feel like I already forget a lot of people, so I'm not. I'd be fine with forgetting everybody I know, I guess, except my family. That's kind of a hard one. I see what you're saying. Everyone you know forget you. Nah, I'd rather forget people. I already kind of do it anyway, so. Plunge. Actually, don't do geriatrics. It's kind of sad, especially if someone has Alzheimer's. Yeah, Plunge, I can see that. Forest degrees, yeah. Geriatrics sounds kind of scary, right? Yeah. Be motivated. Do you know Flight Nurse MD? He did med school in UNM. His name is Uncle Mike. I don't know. I think I might have seen or heard about him, but I don't. Be motivated. I haven't heard or seen anything about that person, about Uncle Mike. Marissa says that anesthesiologist is a good one, but it seems complicated and you have to do everything perfectly. That's scary for me, at least. We did the anesthesia interest group did some really cool like ultrasound techniques with us one day in school, and I don't know if you guys watched it in one of my vlogs. I showed you guys like the carotid and jugular vein. It it was really interesting using technology to just kind of see those. Make a video about first year curriculum. I would love some insight before I start, please. I think it's different school to school MST. So my school is gonna be completely different than any other school. So I don't think that's like a good idea. So I don't set up false expectations, I guess, for students. And you shouldn't even be studying until you start MST. Just relax, enjoy your family for the next few weeks. Cesar Lara, rheumatology. Why rheumatology, Cesar? Rubaya, I observed ortho surgeries. They are really nice. However, the environment is highly competitive and harsh. I don't have a sensitive personality, but like surgery to this someone says surgery. Uh, yeah, just all surgical specialties are going to be very competitive, Rubaya. So, Neeb, thank you. Go get stuff done. We'll see you. Plunge. MD made a really great video on different specialties where it talked about pros and cons of each. You should check it out. Ed, AJ, yeah, I saw that video, Plunge. He actually made it a while ago. I did watch it. Will make you think. Will make you thick-skinned with a smirk on his face. Since that day, I have started rethinking my favorite specialty. You wanted to do ortho, Rubaya? Just saying to share, but I'm sure it's all a gut feeling at the end of the day. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Rubaya. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right, and the people you're hanging out with, it's just not your people. Cessa, do a desk tour. I kind of did Cessa in one of my videos. I don't know, one of my previous videos. I think just my study setup or something like that. You can see nothing's really changed. You can watch that video, and that's basically my my study desk tour. I'm gonna see how long before we have to start studying hard. I'm scared about changing study habits all of a sudden. Until I have to start studying hard. I don't think it'll be until probably the end of this month, really, because like I said, we do the public health block, and then we get into like the studying again. So, um, so it won't be probably until like June. I'm checking my calendar right now actually to see like when the grind actually starts again. Seriously. Um, Looks like I don't actually start anything crazy until July 29th. Guys, I have the public health block, which is a couple weeks, I guess, which isn't too hard. And then the 29th, we actually start with, they're calling it clinical morphology this year, which is way different than anything I saw last year. So I kind of don't really know what to expect for those days, but we'll see what happens. And don't be scared about changing MSD. Your study habits should change constantly throughout med school. Different courses you're gonna have to study a lot more, and other courses you're gonna have to study less because you just get it. It's really weird. And even if you're changing all the time, don't be scared about that. If you do start struggling, you should definitely go seek out it's at our school. It's called assessment and learning. They kind of like are the ones that teach you how to study if you're not studying appropriately. I went to them and I was basically doing everything that they tell the students, other than on like question banks. Instead of having timed and whatever, I put it in tutor mode and untimed, so that every single question that pops up, I really think through every single answer choice. And then I answer and it tells me if I got it right or wrong right then and there. And then I can make sure that I was thinking correctly about a problem. If I wasn't, I can learn the stuff right then and there. And it's a really good assessment tool, which I really liked using once I learned that. You're welcome, Sensei. MSD, what's your schedule like? So usually MSD for like last year, the schedule would be 4 hours of lecture in the morning, and then the afternoons were off to study. Basically, that was like pretty much every single week. And then once a week we had what was called doctoring. So I had it on Wednesday afternoons for another 4 hours, where we saw patients and they just taught us different things like cultural competency, how to do different physical exams, and that was every single week. And then other weeks on top of that, they would add clinical reasoning, which would be another couple of hours. And they give you a case with limited information, like limited patient details, and then you have to come up with differentials. So it they like kind of started ramping it up towards the end of first year, like everything you have to get done and stuff. Then the second half of first year, they made us start doing a continuity clinic that we had to go to like a clinic and see patients for 6 weeks along with school and everything. So I think they start just piling stuff up a little bit. What uni? I attend University of New Mexico School of Medicine, Marissa. Duro, I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. Oh god, you're singing again, Duro. BRB. Angel, what's going on? Glad to see you here. Duro, it's my fave. Angel, I listen to that when I think about being wild, and after that, I realize I can't swing in the chandelier because I'll fall and injure myself. I was writing down all the specialties you guys were telling me, and then I wrote the video idea up here. I'm sorry, Juro. I can't control what people do or don't do on here. I was kind of hoping that that y'all would communicate because I know nothing about Canadian med schools. Yeah, I've seen yours on your Instagram, Duro. Your whiteboard is huge. These are huge too, though. I should make a video on making a cheap, really big whiteboard for you guys. I made this whiteboard. This piece was probably $12. They were each probably $12, and then the little stickies on the back were probably what, like another maybe $5. So $30 for a relatively large whiteboard that you don't have to buy pre-made. That's hundreds of dollars online. Yeah, no, bro, it's cool. Not everyone is as down to earth as you, bro. Thanks, bro. Also, how hard is balancing social life and school life? It's very, very hard, Marissa. It's really freaking hard. In med school, I think when you're not studying, you have that constant stress of like, wow, I really, 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 really need to be studying right now. And yes, and sometimes you just have to like put it away and really like just not study because yes, it's really hard. It's very hard, Marissa. I think this year one of my biggest things I want to do is I want to kind of create a schedule and really follow a schedule on studying and like have a plan every single day for studying. That's kind of what I'm gonna do for this year. Angel, as far as what special thing you should go into, that depends on you. You remind me of George from Grey's Anatomy. He failed first year of residency and he would have been a great surgeon. I just hope I don't get hit by a bus, Angel, but thanks. George was a good guy. He was a good guy. I liked him a lot. Bro, do you know the requirements for the MD PhD program? I want to do that. MD PhD programs are extremely competitive. They're my school. I think there's only one right now. Well, there was one in my last class, and there's probably one in this incoming class. I'm sure they have crazy basic lab research done before med school, and like everything they're working towards is research oriented, like clinical research, versus more like just a physician treating patients. That's kind of the applicant I see. You guys should go. I'm sure you guys know Dr. Kevin Jabal from Med School Insiders. If you guys go on his blog, my classmate actually wrote a post on there about what being an MD PhD student is like, or something like that. His name is Randy Coe. So you guys should check that out if you're interested in MD PhDs. Have you struggled with any relationships because of school, in your opinion? No, I don't think I've struggled with relationships. I think you spend a lot less time um, with your family and with everybody basically because of med school. But struggled, I wouldn't say struggled. I think everybody's pretty understanding of that this is really freaking hard, and um, yeah, I have not struggled. I've been pretty lucky, honestly. So I do. There were some people in my last class that they did go through breakups because they're like with their partners. Um, yeah, there was actually quite a bit of breakups this last year between relationships, um, which is kind of weird now that I'm kind of reflecting on it, I guess. I was counting, I can think of at least 3 people that broke up and they had partners before med school, and then now that the year went by, they are no longer together. But no, I personally have not struggled with relationships. Angel, so maybe something in surgery, whether it's general, cardio, ortho. Yeah, maybe. I just don't want to be owned by the hospital forever, Angel. That's my big thing with surgery. Uh, I don't want to just be owned by them for a really long time. I'm sure you know what I mean. Most of my research is done in math and not in the lab. Yeah, Duro. See, I don't know, like, what kind of research. I just imagine that it would be more basic science, clinical research that they're looking for. That's why you should ask or do more research about MD PhD programs. You can even call admissions committees at different schools and kind of ask what they look for in an MD PhD program applicant. Angel, season 16 is coming. It's coming out when classes start, and I don't know how to behave on Thursdays. But if anyone else dies here, I will be upset. I think I'm watching the latest one that's on Netflix right now. I think it's season 15. I haven't finished it. I should finish it before the semester starts. Actually, should binge watch it. Berat, how's it going, Berat? Berat, how are you doing? Angel, the fact that he made it that far and quit residency is killing me, but he put his mental health first, I guess. Yeah, it's very interesting why he. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Angel. Like, literally, he went to plastic residency, finished, and then quit. That's crazy. That's really scary. But yeah, sometimes I guess he just lost the passion for it. He saw how, I guess, screwed up the system is, and he just didn't want to be a part of it. Because it's pretty screwed up, guys. Which rotation stole your heart from experience till date? Rubaya, I haven't done anything crazy. I have like family medal op. That's because I volunteered in underserved family medicine clinic, and I thought I just really like family med because of it. Peds, I did general peds, and it was cool, but that made me realize I don't want to do general peds. But maybe I'd be interested in pursuing a specialized peds. Um, and then other than that, I haven't really experienced other rotations really. Critical care. I did some. I went to the hospital critical care, adult critical care, and it was really cool. But I could see myself liking pediatric critical care more than the adults. What year are you, Duro? Do you find anything toxic with pre-med culture? Yes, pre-med culture is very toxic. I think that that website, Student Doctor Net, is super toxic. Uh, I like I get that you are all competing with each other for a spot in med school, but when I was in my pre-med classes, I never thought that like by putting somebody down, I guess, was gonna make me a better applicant or get into med school better, if that makes sense. Um, yes, there's a lot of toxicity in pre-med culture, and I think it's unnecessary, and I think it's just because it's kind of like the culture's portrayed like that with a lot of like TV shows, kind of like Grey's Anatomy. I do remember seeing an episode where they were like med students, and they were shadowing or going into they were applying to the surgery residency, and they were all cutthroat, and I'm like, not really it's not really like that, guys. Maybe in other medical schools, there's like more competitive or like something like that. But at my school, I felt like everybody's super supportive, and we're not trying to ever tear each other apart. On the contrary, we're actually trying to help each other get better. Um, so, but yeah, pre-med culture was pretty toxic. I remember being a pre-med and how everybody was always just comparing themselves to each other, and uh, I remember that time. Then it was completely unnecessary, guys. I do remember though. Marissa, that relationship thing is kind of scary, especially respect requires longer years than usual. Yes, it is, Marissa. Um, it is very scary. My partner's been super supportive though the whole time, and yeah, I'm personally not worried about it, but it is scary for a lot of people, and especially if they want to start buying things and doing cool things. I guess it can be kind of scary. Angel, yeah, no, Dr. Buck Parker is always at the hospital, but if you go, especially, I don't think you'll feel owned. Although he has vacation like that. Yeah, true, Angel. It looks like he really likes what he does, so that's exactly the point of finding a good or like finding your people in medicine, what kind of medicine you want to pursue, right? Because whenever you go in, like if you're on call or something, you won't feel like you're like you'll be okay with it, is what I'm saying, and that's what I want to find. That's the kind of specialty I want to find. But yeah, I agree, Angel. He's so cool. He's so funny. I love how much he cusses. He's really hilarious. Rubaya, wait, so tell us more about surgery and working for the hospital. I want to know about it. um, I don't know too much about it, Rubaya, just because of where I'm at currently, but surgical specialties are very competitive to get into. And then when you're in surgery, especially, I imagine probably as an intern, you're probably not doing any surgery. You're doing a lot of scout work. And then the following years, you're probably working the 80 hours a week at least, because that's as much as you can work by law. And I'm sure many probably work more, and then when you're on call you have to come in if they call you, and then sometimes like you're already in the like you have to stay at the hospital on call. um and yeah, like if you screw up, somebody's probably going to die. So it's a pretty difficult specialty just because of that, I think. But I don't know too much about it, honestly, just because of where I'm at currently in my education. MSD, I concur, most of the talks people won't make it. Angel, do you think that a lot of professors tell students that you'll never make it to medical school to make the students stronger in different ways? I don't think, yeah. I hate when it's just mind boggling when I hear a lot of these stories of people telling people that they're not going to go to medical school or that they can't or whatever. Um, Maybe it's because they come from a different generation, I guess. But I don't think it's correct. You should not be telling students like that. You should be guiding them to take the appropriate steps so that they can like make a better application, etc. Not putting them down like that. I can see what your perspective is now on making students in different ways. I don't know, but I got what you're saying, Angel. Because if they give up that easily, then I know what you're saying. I just don't agree with it. Triple OG, you said you had to retake history again. Why did you not pass? Not trying to be mean, just want to learn from your situation. Uh, like I said, Triple, not sure. I don't know if you watched my video on where I talked about it. You should definitely go watch it. And then if you have more questions, then we can talk about it later. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to share every single detail with you guys. There's a lot of stuff that I don't tell you guys that goes on in the background. I do share a lot with you guys, but I'm not sharing everything by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, don't worry about that MSD. That's kind of a good thing. I mean, not a good thing, but it's going to be. I remember like starting in those clinical skills courses, everybody knows nothing. So don't worry about it. And then you're actually going to come to see that your classmates are going to be really supportive. Like, because you all know nothing, you can't really judge each other. And then it kind of makes you all kind of into a really good community. Don't worry about that, MSD. I know you'll probably have some anxiety, but just know that people don't actually know stuff when they start going to medical school. Like even a lot of the gunners and stuff, they know nothing. Um, don't worry about that. Duro, goody, come out and all these things. Angel, there's some parents that you know tough on the chill and they make it in life, although they become hard asses. Yeah, I know, Angel. Exactly. I know what you're saying. Uh, like I said, I just think it's like a different generation, different times. Um, and yeah, they a lot of people make it, of course. So I think there is pros and cons to both. Like a con, it could be like the person would be a really good doctor, and because of that, then they're not going to pursue med school anymore. And and it was probably unnecessary. And then if they had been nurtured and guided, they would be amazing physicians. So I don't know. Do you know that they're called residents because they used to live in the hospital in the past? I didn't know that was a reason, Duro. That makes sense. I always wondered why it was resident physician, but that makes sense because they're newbies. They have to live at the hospital. That fits in my books, Duro. Moving in for med school journey tomorrow. Nice. You getting an apartment? You sharing a house with somebody? MSD. What is it going to be your living situation? Triple OG. What do you say the top five most important thing on the med school application? GPA and MCAT. Do not ever discount, guys. They're super important. Um, your personal statement is really important, and like I said in my past video, it has to add to your application, not restate everything you've done in your application. It's an opportunity to add more, but also show who you are as a person. The personal statement is super important. Without those three things, you guys, that if those three things aren't good, you're not going to get an interview invite. And then I think those are the top three on the med school application. Triple OG, of course, like extracurriculars and everything else is really important, but I think those three are can really make or break an interview. And then for your interview, I really think your extracurriculars and patient experience and just other life experiences are more important at that stage. But when do you start school? I start again on Thursday, but we're starting with orientation though, so it's going to be a lot of slow stuff, and it kind of sucks because I have to go because it's required. But I start the 11th again. It's all right. Get to meet my new classmates and make some friends. Angel, although I understand that money isn't everything when becoming a doctor, what is the first thing you want to buy or invest when you become a doctor and start getting paid like one? The first thing, obviously, I want to pay off my student loans, Angel. The first thing that I want to get, I guess, as a doctor, I think like getting a good like home and location. Like once you find a place you want to live or whatever, like finding a really good home that is just like that just fits me. It's not like in the city. It's gonna be kind of like with trees and stuff, and I don't mind commuting to go to work. I think just finding a good living location is the first thing I would want to spend my money on. Quite honestly, apartment. I'm pretty nervous to start, man. It's all right, MSD. The nerves. I'm not gonna tell you not to, like. I know I'm telling you not to be nervous, but they're good. Have you ever lived alone, MSD? I've never actually lived in an apartment, so I can't really relate to that. But the nerves are really good for you, MSD. Um, everybody's gonna be really nervous. It was really funny because I remember last year our very first quiz. The quiz was probably like 5% of our grade, and it was an in-class quiz. Everybody was so freaking serious that day. It was hilarious. By the end of the year, with our super 25% NBMEs, everybody's just like laughing and dancing in the hallway before the test. It's really weird how much you change, and it's really cool. You'll see, but it's okay to be a little bit nervous. MSD, I understand. I learned that from Dr. Parker. MSD, are you vlogging it? Yeah, MSD, tell us. Oh, you don't do that at all. My life is boring. Mine is too, MSD. Like I'm just learning. This has been really fun. This has just been really fun for me the whole last year, sharing everything, and y'all have been super supportive. So it's been really fun. That's why I keep coming back and making more videos and doing lives with you guys. So I don't know, it's really fun. Triple OG, I don't think you can really study for the interview. You need to make sure you know the answers to all the med school cookie cutter questions. And then, of course, part of the interview is that sometimes they're going to ask you questions that you were completely not expecting, and they want to see how you react and how you answer right on the spot. That's part of being in an interview. Um, so make sure you know why you want to be a doctor, of course, and then they're going to ask you talk about a patient experience and what you learned from it, why you want to come to our school, what kind of doctor do you want to be, why don't you want to be a nurse, blah blah blah. All those cookie cutter questions. Have a decent answer for them. Um, but basically, what I did in my interview is whenever they started asking me about patients, I basically, because I had so much um, patient interaction, I basically hijacked the interview and talked about a bunch of just patient experiences I had that were awesome and amazing, and I wanted to share with them, and they loved it. So, um, yeah, that's my advice. Hijack the conversation and talk about really cool patient interactions you had. No market for it, MSD. What do you mean, MSD? Let me mute the mic, guys. 1 second. Yeah, you're welcome, MSD. Angel, same for me. I was actually telling my mom if I get into medical school close enough to I want to live with her and just be there, stay on student loans. Yeah, I think that's really, really smart, Angel. Completely agree. I would do that too if that was an option, honestly. I think that is a really good. You will save a lot of money by doing that. MSc medical admission is a long and predictable journey. That's my advice to you. Pretty much, I agree. MSc, holy cow, it is long. It drags out. It's so yeah. I completely agree. It just drags out for so long, and geez, yeah. That was my thing. Like it just felt like it dragged for so long. MSD. That was my experience. Angel, she said yes, so I'm just really just waiting. But I was thinking of it. I just want to be alone, focus on what I like to be alone, and be an adult. Bro, why don't you want to be a nurse? The why don't you want to be a nurse would kill me. Another question. Um, yeah, Angel, I can see why you want to like get on with your life and move out and stuff, and it might be a good idea, but it might not. Like I don't know. It just like of course it varies from person to person. Um, yeah, I can see how it can be hard, but it's also good. So that's all right. If you want to move out, move out. If you don't, then you are gonna save a lot of money. Why do you want to be a nurse would kill me. Honestly, my answer is like I have never, I, I don't know what nurses do, and I know what doctors do, and I know that I want to be a doctor and do blah 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 blah. Um, just because I never wanted to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be the one making the decisions. Uh, I guess it wasn't that hard for me because I just didn't know what a nurse was. So that's kind of basically how I answered like that question. I think I got it. I think I got it here at this school. Why not like a nurse, a PA, blah blah. And I just told them I don't know those fields. Like I've always wanted to be a doctor. I've been shadowing, volunteering, and I see what they do, and I like what they do, and yeah, yeah. We'll see, MSD. Thanks for showing up. If you haven't, if you, I mean, if thanks for showing up. I don't think I've seen you in the past, so uh, make sure to like and subscribe, of course. We'll see if I'm still on. This is a really good conversation. I liked how this one started and then it kind of transitioned into this. Rubaya, have you considered emergency medicine? I have, Rubaya, and the only reason I've been looking to emergency medicine lately is because they have really good shift work. Somebody was saying earlier you do a lot of procedures. It's a lot of like primary care, adrenaline. It can be slow. Um, but also like I can go into something that's called like wilderness medicine. So be like an emergency doc out in the wilderness on hikes and stuff. And I really love being outdoors, guys, and like doing fishing and camping and hiking and stuff like that. So um that would be a dream job. Like being a doctor that can do that, that would be freaking amazing. Triple, do you what did you say about the nurse question? I was saying that when they asked me triple, I basically told them that I don't even know what like a nurse does. Quite honestly, that I have like shadowed and volunteered only with physicians, and that I want to do what doctors do. And I was just honest with them. I said, quite honestly, I don't really know like what nurses do. I know they do a lot of like they carry out the orders, et cetera, et cetera. But I ultimately want to be the one making the decisions, and I want to learn all this like nitty gritty science. And yeah, I was just pretty honest with not knowing what a nurse was, and then telling them why I did want to be a doctor because I know what being a doctor was versus what a nurse was. I accidentally shaved too far down the other day, guys. I was so sad. I put my clippers too short, and then when I looked, it was shorter than I expected, so I'm kind of sad. But here we are. I guess this is a really good live stream. I really like this one, guys. Thank you all so much. I like how this one started and then it just transitioned. I need to have a theme to get people in, and then we can transition into the Q&As afterwards. Angel, ER would bother me because that would be hectic. Because it would be hectic, and I also think of the emotional part of it. Like if I didn't save not one person shift, it would bother me. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Uh, yeah. Also, Angel, the thing about ER is that I do like building like relationships with my patients. So that's the one thing I don't like too much about it, because they're like in, your shift is over, you're gone, you don't really know what happened. Um, Unless like somebody pointed out previously they're uninsured and they keep showing up in the ER, then yeah, you'll build a relationship. But that's not ideal, not really a relationship I want to build, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Angel. And then losing somebody, yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Like actually losing a patient, that's gonna be one hell of a one hell of an experience. Aaron Davis comments, seriously, I came to be encouraged. This guy has traded his whole life and has one slightly better semester. Yep, I'm never going to med school. Oh no. Somebody didn't really like my video. Being prepared would make me happy. Security, knowing that maybe this may happen, but I can help it not happen if I know where's gunshot and the person splitting out in different places. So no for me. Yeah, that would be like if you're ER in the trauma bay and stuff. Angel. Sorry, guys, I'm responding to a comment on my advice for pre-med grades. A person didn't really take my video the way it was intended, and I feel really bad, so I kind of doing a little bit of explaining to her. She basically said, I came to be encouraged. This guy has straight A's his whole life and has slightly one bad semester. Then A's again. Yep, I'm never going to med school. I didn't keep getting A's all the time, so that's why I'm like telling her, like, the point of this video was basically to show you that if you have bad or shitty semesters, that if you keep pushing forward and you really do want to be a doctor, that you're going to overcome this. All right, I replied. Sorry, guys. Marissa, oh, well, that just hit me. I'll have to be prepared for losing the patient's part. So I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen somebody pass in front of you. How many of you have actually seen somebody die in front of you? If you want to share that with me, like, you don't have to share me the details. Just tell me if you guys have experienced that. Because I did this last year, and it was a person I knew, not a patient. Angel, I really think of that a lot of the treatment. Like, am I really ready for that? And how will I deal with it, especially on family interactions? I'll probably go to therapy at some point in my career. Yeah. It definitely, you'll definitely not prepared for Angel. I told you guys I worked in a vet clinic for 5 years before going to med school, and we did a lot of like euthanasias on dogs and cats and horses and stuff, and it always felt like the right thing. It was always very humane to me. And then when I saw this person I was very close to pass away this year, and when it was a different experience watching them pass right in front of me. Yeah. If you need therapy, I think it's a really good idea, Angel. It was suggested to me, and I don't want to yet, I guess, or I don't want to go yet, or I don't know if I ever do, but I think it's a smart thing to do. As far as I've killed a few roaches, although they are roaches. Angel. There's this one time at school, I was going in to talk to us. He wasn't even living here, and he collapsed in front of us, and later we were told that he died. That was heartbreaking. Holy cow, that's crazy, Marissa. That's scary. Now, this person I saw, we took him off the ventilator, and it's an experience, guys. It's gonna happen to you guys. I'm not gonna, like, wish that you guys never experience it, because I think you should experience it. And everybody reacts differently. And that's just life, guys. People die, and sometimes it feels completely unfair. I think a lot of times it probably feels unfair, especially, I don't know, if they're younger, it really gets to you, I think. Andrea, hi. You showed up at a pretty dark moment. I'm sorry for that. Thanks for being here, though. We were talking about death and seeing patients pass away. You've been going live so much. Yeah, Andrea, I've been putting in a lot of work on YouTube. I start classes again the 11th, so that's kind of why, because it's going to slow down a lot from here on out, probably. That's why I've been going live so much. It's because I get to interact with you guys pretty quickly and easily, and I might not be able to soon. Death is my favorite. Have you ever seen somebody pass, Andrea, in front of you? That's what we were talking about. Good night. Nicholas Cheney, neurology. We're back to the help me pick my specialty thing. That was a really fun conversation we had earlier, Nicholas. Let me get to Angel's. Another thing, attention troubles. I can't seem to sleep well for a while until I get over it. So that was a few days. Just watching the funeral on the phone was hard. I don't. Yeah, I don't really like funerals. Um, I know what you're saying, Angel. They don't really affect me like for days though. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry. All right, Nicholas talks about neurology. Uh, yeah, so I really liked neuro, Nicholas, except that I was saying that there's like something I don't have the special like thing to deal with people that have like brain problems and mental health issues. It really freaks me and creeps me out. Um, so yeah, that's the only like thing about neuro that it kind of creeps me out. So I kind of hope I get better like during my psych rotation on how to deal with students like that or students with patients like that. Yeah, thanks, Nicholas. Yeah, the JK, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Yeah, Andrea, it's different. So we were just talking. It kind of started really good, Nicholas, with talking about specialties and stuff, and then it kind of just like transitioned into a Q&A, which I think was a really good transition. I really enjoyed this one, guys. Andrea, no, I have never seen anyone die in person, but I love working with cadavers. So what does that say about me? Um, you like working with cadavers? The cadavers are really fun to dissect, guys. I thought it was really fun. But yeah, I can really see that. But as a ER registrar, people dead, people dying, people bleeding out and stuff. I bet. Rubaya, bruh, radiology. Radiology. I I just feel like I'm not gonna get enough patient contact in radiology, Rubaya. Maybe like interventional radiology, but just straight general radiology. I feel like I won't get enough patient interaction, and it's really going to like bother me if that makes sense. As far as that being in my care and other people's care, I don't think I'd take it lightly, especially because I'm scared of death as a whole. So I'm thinking about how they'd feel exactly. And it's usually not even how like the person that's dead is feeling or was feeling. It's kind of like the family around them. It's yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Feel like would suit your collector personality. Nah, Rubaya. Like I said, radiology. That's not enough patient contact with me, and I really like seeing my patients and building relationships. And I don't think radiology would do that for me. Nicholas, what's the hardest change from high school to college, then college to med school? So I went to a public high school, Nicholas, and it was super easy. I never studied. I didn't even know how to study. So when I started college, it really kicked my ass, really. And then my senior year, I started studying. I was really good at studying. I was a really good student. And then med school started. And honestly, I didn't struggle too much when it started. The information is a lot, but you just have to put the time in and just like study a lot all the time, which is something like you kind of expect. And uh, the transition from undergrad to med school didn't feel as bad as high school to college for me. And I even took a gap year between undergrad and med school, and the transition didn't feel like really hard. But high school to college definitely kicked my butt. Um, just because I didn't know how to study. I didn't know you had to study for courses, honestly. I thought you just went to class and then you showed up and took the test and you did good on them. Angel, but if it's like a patient that knows they won't survive and accepts it, wants to make the best of life, all my husband, or even if they aren't, it would be easier. Yeah, uh, yeah, Angel. But then if they don't want to die and then they end up passing, that would really suck. That really sucks. Yeah, I know, Angel. That's really hard. All right, Marissa. I'm not scared of my death, but the death of others. That's a tough part. I've never dealt with the first time or anything, so I'm trying to prepare myself for that. I think you could really prepare yourself for it, Marissa. Whenever it happens, you're gonna be like, I don't know. It's really weird. It was really weird for me. I still think about it a lot, constantly, quite honestly. But maybe it's because I was close to the person that passed. I knew him and stuff. So, and it was unexpected and very young, and it was just weird. Just yeah, I- I'm I'm still not fully over it. Rubaya, I get that. Patient interaction is definitely needed in the long run in medicine. Yep, completely agree, Rubaya. That's why I don't think. That's why I don't think I would just do. general radiology just because I need that patient interaction. Angel, there's some school that tell you how to handle those things. All it's not talking let's talk about as much. My students also think about it if you ever need a break and talk to a professional. Yeah, when I saw Angel, it wasn't like part of the school curriculum or anything. It was a it was family. And I'm sure like maybe later in our clerkships, like when they expect us to actually see really critically ill patients, then they'll probably talk to us about it, like how to, I don't know, whatever, uh, process it or talk to families or whatever. But that's not something I have talked about yet. So I had to make all new friends again too. Yeah, I know MSD. It's kind of exciting. You're gonna see that. Hope I'm gonna try to be more social with people this year as well, guys. With like my classmates, I wasn't very social, um, like this last year, and I think it's just because I had too much family stuff going on, and I didn't really have time to do that. And I'm really gonna try and build more like stronger classmate relationships this year. It would be hard to like have that happen and have to have a smile on your face with next patient and continue to go as if we didn't go through something traumatic and focus on their case. Yeah, Angel, but I think um, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's gonna be hard, but I think it'll be easier than you know, just because of the position you're in. It's such a freaking privilege, guys. You guys have no idea how amazingly privileged it feels like to be in med school and to be learning medicine and to have patients talk to you and tell you the stuff. Like it is really awesome. Yeah, like studying sucks and it's really hard all the freaking time, but it feels freaking awesome. Like it's amazing, guys. It really is really cool. It's just the healthcare system is really messed up here, but it is an amazing feeling. You guys, it's awesome to be in this position. Did your med school not have a school program? I heard that some do. Like before you start med school, Nicholas, is that what you mean? If so, then no, this med school does not. Marissa, I feel like I know how to study just because of the school I go to. It's pretty competitive, so if that's the hardest part of high school to college, I should be good. Yeah, Marissa, I never studied in high school ever. I didn't know you had to study. I started college and I got my ass kicked, and then I learned how to study, and then the transition from undergrad to med school was not hard really for me, even though I did take that gap year. And I was never like I've never been like a straight A amazing 100% student. Hi Janessa, how's it going? Janessa Ortiz. First year of college is hard for everyone. Big transition. It is a big transition, MSD. Nicholas, no, like if you messed up on the courses, someone will let you make up in the summer. So I requested it, Nicholas. But based on my circumstances and what happened, like I said, I had a lot of stuff going on with my family the whole year. They decided to just have me repeat, because the family issues had been resolved, that they're gonna let me. They thought it would just be better since that won't be like going on in the background for me to repeat the whole year and really focus on school. Um, I get their point. It really freaking sucks because it felt like I almost made it through, and still kind of it still really sucks. But they just decided to have me repeat the year. They could have kicked me out of med school, honestly, and they didn't. So I'm really grateful. Angel, think I have a personality that makes me people feel comfortable thinking they're not scared and feel like friendship is formed before I take all of the advice. Somebody would help them. Yeah, Angel, that's a really good like skill. Like as soon as you walk in, need to like you need to literally build a relationship in seconds, minutes. And it really does go a long way. Building relationships goes a long way for every single patient. So it's really nice. Yeah, MSD, you should message me on Instagram, MSD. And I would love to like have a friend that's not here, I guess, or at another med school, and we can talk to each other, share notes, work together. I don't know, chill. If we ever travel or something, if we ever do a way rotations, like you have a place to stay, I have a place to stay. So yeah, that would be cool if you want to share that with me. I'll never share your stuff with anybody that's not you, honestly. Marissa, I totally relate to this, especially with children. Yeah, Marissa, that's kind of why I want to work with children. Like, it is absolutely heartbreaking, but like, imagine the kind of doctor you would like seeing your kiddo, even if you knew they were going to die or whatever. Um, just imagine the kind of doctor you would want to be by your side and your kiddo's side during those worst time ever. That's the kind of doctor I kind of want to be. That's why I want to go into peds, guys. You guys can really tell that I probably gonna end up in peds, and I really want to be that doctor that if kids dying, like it's gonna break your heart, but I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be there with that kiddo and the mom fighting until the freaking end, and that's so it's just really amazing. It's really amazing that I would be able to get to do that. MSD for sure. Let me get used to my surroundings first. Yeah, MSD, and like I said, like I've already been through the whole first year, so I'm not even nervous to start classes again, which really sucks. You know, like this year is gonna feel like a whole repeat and drag, and hopefully, like the stuff is really gonna solidify in my brain, which I think I see as a really good plus. Um, but I am gonna try to keep a really disciplined schedule, like study schedule, um, because of that. So I don't like slack off because I feel like I know the stuff, if that makes sense. Because the whole summer I've been step studying. I haven't been like going crazy, but I have been reviewing everything I've learned over the last year just to so that when it comes up again, I remember it, and also to get some spaced repetition, some more studying, some more just stuff in. Yeah, MSD was pretty. It was yeah. Let me get to those questions first. Angel, Marissa, when I tell child doctors when needles are involved, even though I'm an adult and have been for a while, so just imagine someone else who is scared even more. Yeah, imagine a little kid that's scared. So you really asked us and now telling us you want to go into peds. Wow, Aaron. That's the point. You guys need to convince me otherwise. Convince me to go into something else. But like I said, peds is top of the list right now, guys. About the MSc, um CPR I failed by 2.5 points, and neuro I failed by 2 points. So you have to get a 75 in every course to pass, and I failed neuro by 2, CPR by 2.5. So that's why. If you do fail one, you can like take an NBME and repeat. And my appeal was actually to take two NBMEs because on the neuro NBME I knocked it out of the park. It was just like some stuff at the very beginning of the semester that caused me to get that really like to not pass basically, and they didn't take it. And then the CPR, other stuff was going on, and they just didn't let me. Oh, so yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks, MST. But I see their point. Um, It sucks, but I'm just gonna keep going forward. Like it sucks, but it's not gonna like make me stop pursuing this by any stretch of the imagination. Angel, I really don't understand Durham, but I like pimple popping videos inside. Uh, pimple popping videos. I can't watch those, Angel. Oh, that's yeah, it's kind of gross. But yeah, Durham would be interesting actually. I'll have to look into Durham. I've heard it's pretty competitive to get into Durham. Marissa, I've never been scared of needles though. Nicholas, do peds surgery, peds ICU or neonatal surgery. Yep, all peds specialties are in my differential, guys. All of them. I really liked. I haven't done it, but I like critical care for adults. But I don't really want to work with adults, so peds critical care, peds surgery, neonatal ICU, um, heme onc. I think maybe it's probably because my very first mentor was also a heme onc peds doctor, and that's probably why I've just been gravitated towards it. But yeah, peds is around there. I would want to convince you to go into something else if you're not passionate about it. So go peds. I know. That's why like it was a fun start of the stream, like to get the gears rolling, I guess. And also, maybe like when I do rotations, I'm gonna love something else, guys, too. So that's why I wouldn't like ever set your mind on something at the beginning of med school because it might change and you might surprise yourself, like what you end up going into. Marissa, everybody's telling me to go peds now. Yeah, I know. Peds is. Did you guys ever see my? Oh yeah, on my one of my vlogs, I had like I went to Pete's clinic and I had a little dinosaur tie, and everybody's like, "Wow, you are such a Pete's dude." All my classmates were telling me like, "Yeah, I have to wear it for a live stream one day, or I'll just show you guys." Angel, my fear of needles all started when the doctor told me no needles and brought them in and gave them to me and just knocked it right out of the tube to put it in me because I had some fluid somewhere. I was a child. Oh wow, that sucks, Angel. Um, I was a phlebotomist for a while, guys. I know how to like drop. I know how to draw blood. I've never put a catheter in a person, but I did a lot of catheters in dogs and cats. I attempted to do one in a bird once, but was unsuccessful. But I only ever tried once. I never did a horse catheter, but I drew blood from a lot of horses. But I've done cat and dog catheters, and I drew all those animals' blood all the time. Yeah, that sucks, Angel. Where did you have the fluid collection? On your butt or what? MSD, well, you have to get used to needles and blood. Yeah, you will. Marissa, being told you to get 10 more makes you not afraid. I wasn't about to do anything to get 10 more. I know, seriously. All right, everybody, who's all in here? Tell me. Show yourselves. You know, I really it doesn't even like show me who the participants are. I really wish I could see like who was actually in here because there's a participants tab on my live stream and I click on and it never shows anybody. Um so that doesn't make sense, but I know that there's 7 people based on a little counter I have up here. So it's just weird. Rubaya, me. Me what, Rubaya? Endless space. Hey Aaron, what about general surgery or ortho surgery? Uh so I was saying this earlier, and I don't really want to go into a surgical specialty because I don't want to be owned for so many years of my life. Like med school's already long, but like residency is super long if you go into a surgical specialty. And then like even afterwards, I feel like you're gonna be on call a lot because you're the only person that can fix that thing, which is amazing. But I do want to have a family and time for my family. Ooh, that's a good question, MSC. We'll get to it after Angels. I have stuff to talk about that one. Angel, I've been all right since the last time I had to get needles, so giving it to someone would be great, especially if I talk to them while doing a gang trust would be good. Yeah, I know, Angel. Needles can be scary, especially with somebody else controlling them. Like they hurt. All right, MSC, let's talk about your question. How do you feel about nurse practitioners that disrespect physicians? All right, so first, I'm gonna break this down into, I guess, a couple of topics. So nurse practitioners. I feel like nurse practitioners are going to take over a lot of primary care here in the future in a lot of states just because the need is so high. That being said, I have worked with 2 nurse practitioners and I did not like the way they practiced medicine at all. And I know that's like such a small sample size and stuff and it was literally 2 and I was like I don't know. I still think about I'm like what the if they're disrespecting physicians, like what the hell? You should not be disrespecting your colleagues, whatever, like period, in whatever field you go into. Um, but yeah, those 2 nurse practitioners, I absolutely hated working with them. My dad went to a nurse practitioner like as a for his like checkups, and she did an awful job with him. It was absolutely nuts. It was I don't know. So I have a very limited, I guess, experience with nurse practitioners. I've worked with two, hated it. I've heard of one, and she did awful medicine. Based on only as a first year med student, granted, okay, like this is like just based on a 1 year med school knowledge, the she wasn't following guidelines. First off, um, so I have a pretty small, I have small trust in nurse practitioners currently. But if they're my colleagues, I'm going to respect them 100% and work with them and talk with them. And like if something's like fishy, like ask them why they're doing that, or like just talk it out. Marissa reminds me, I talked to my friends through their back when we had to get at school, and surprisingly, I made morning call. Nice, Marissa. That always helps to like. It helps to like even practice on your friends and stuff on how to like talk through things. I think that's a really good idea. And then if they give you feedback like, "Oh, that was really good," then it was really good. Like people don't usually lie to you on stuff like that. I would hope not. Angel had fluid in my lungs and also have asthma, so it wasn't good. They just came out of nowhere, and I was like, I'm having fun, so it really made me scared. Oh, I see, Angel. You had a pleural effusion. That sucks. Did you feel better afterwards at least? Like, did you, like your symptoms, did you feel better? I know your mental state was worse off, but did you actually feel better symptoms after that? MSD, the misdiagnosis is off the charts here in primary care for nurse practitioners. MSD. Rubaya, what tools do you suggest using for medical school? Like I heard about Anki, but haven't used it yet. I used very little Anki this last year. I'm gonna start using it more, Rubaya, more for a like the space repetition. There's a free deck online. It's called Zonky, and like you could download it. Somebody used like Sketchy Farm, First Aid, Pathoma. I don't know what other resources they use. It's really good to like just see stuff over and over. I'm going to incorporate it daily into my studying, but I'm going to limit it to like I don't know, like maybe like 30 minutes or an hour. I know some students that is literally the only way they study for all of medical school, and they're quite successful. I can't do flashcards for that long. But I will. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do like probably like maybe I'll do like 2 30-minute blocks. Because 1 hour seems too long, and 30 minutes like once a day seems kind of too short. So maybe I'll do like 30 in the morning and 30 in the afternoon. Um, but it was really good when I used it. I used it during neuro a little bit, and my score was really good on the test I took for that. I don't know if it was because of Anki or if it was because the material was a little bit more easy, or there's a million factors in med school on why you do good in some stuff and not so good in other stuff. Um, but yeah, I would use Anki. Definitely look at all the videos like Dr. Kevin Jabal and Ali Abdal. They make some great Anki videos. It's they use it a lot more than I would ever use it, and they get too in depth for it. And I would never use Anki that way. Just as a personal preference. But yeah, it's a really good resource. Medical school, I like using Boards and Beyond. For pharmacology, I love using Sketchy. Sketchy for pharmacology, guys, is awesome. Actually, a Sketchy actually reached out to me and they want to do a giveaway with me. We haven't worked out details and stuff yet, but I should be getting like 2 3 month giveaways for my subs or whatever that'll come in the future. We haven't talked too much yet, but yeah, Sketchy for farm. Of course, first aid is an amazing. It's the number one resource for med school. First off, you should be using first aid for med school, taking notes in there, reading what first aid says, and yeah, first aid is number one. I like using Boards and Beyond for explanations of videos. I have Physio. I used Osmosis for a little bit. I didn't really like Physio. Amboss. You know what? I should make a video on every single resource I've used for medical school, what I like and what I don't like. Um, Look out for that video. Maybe it'll come sooner than you think. Uh, those are some tools I use Rubio off the top of my head. Let's answer some more questions. Angel, as far as CRNAs and Anastasia is like making me think a lot about going into that because they'd pay them less and have them do more if possible. Being a surgeon is also scary because we have robots. Um, Doctors will never be replaced, Angel. I mean, and in my opinion, I don't think doctors will ever be replaced. We go to school for super long. We have like we just know so much stuff. Um, so much schooling, so much stuff. Like they you learn to like pull all the information and integrate it, and then like along with that, put a human behind that information. It's not just like data and information. A human being in front of you, like, and it's not even like the data. Like you get so much just from like looking at them, what their demeanor is like, their body language. It's I just and then robots are not going to perform like surgical. If there's like I don't know, I get why you're worried, Angel, but I don't ever think that you'll be that you should be worried about that because even like human anatomy in every single person is different, and robots are programmed. They're programs, and because everybody's anatomy is different, the surgery is not going to be exactly on every single person. It just won't work for surgery. I can see the sutures, like yeah, that can be robotic, um, but like internal surgery, I just don't see it just because of how everybody's anatomy is, and robots are programs, and if the program is not correct, then it's just I just don't see it. Doing sutures aren't great. Yeah, I don't remember, but I know I'm alive now, so I'm happy that I guess. Yeah, Angel, I would be happy. I'm happy I'm alive too. MSD. What exactly is Ankin pathoma? Oh, pathoma. Pathoma is any pathology you have to use pathoma. One second. Let me get my books, guys. There's so many cool videos I can make for you guys. So I should make a like what's in my backpack video, just like everybody else makes for med school, right? So literally, guys. So I always carry first aid. This is a 2018 edition. It's already looking ragged. It's gonna look like complete crap by the end of this year because I'm gonna use it a lot. And then this is Pathoma MSD. Fundamental Pathoma. You should. My school provides this for us. They literally buy us a subscription with our tuition money, of course. But for pathology, this is amazing. MSc for like all the pathology. I write so many notes in here. It is really helpful. You should definitely get it. It's online video that follows the book. And that's basically it. They're really good videos, really good information, really high yield stuff. That's what Pathoma is. I love Pathoma. Pathoma along with first aid. These two like for school, like it's I don't you don't really need much more than this, quite honestly. Like Anki is a great study tool. Um, and then like all other supplemental videos are really good, but these bad boys right here. And then also this year, guys, I'm gonna start using a new resource called USMLE RX. It's like the creators of UWorld, but it's like a different. It's like flashcards and stuff. And I bought it because I found like right now because I've been studying during the summer for STEP. I found that because I've done every single Kaplan question already, that when I see the question, I know the answer already, but because my brain remembers it, not because I'm integrating the information appropriately. And it's good for some factoid questions, but I think for school, it's going to be good to have something completely new that I haven't ever seen before to help study along with school. I'm sure that should make sense with you guys. So yeah, all right. Sorry, I'm just so excited to show you guys those resources. They're really important. Uh, really help me so much, guys, and I really do believe in them. MSD robots will not replace clinical skills soon. I agree. Angel, although I asked Dr. Anesthesia, and she pretty much told me that there's things that doctors do that nurses can't, like epidural, etc. So it helped, but the way the world's set up, I'm still scared. I'm not scared at all, Angel, about that. I don't know. I'm not scared about that. Oh God. Yes, I'm yet to email you for micro sketchy Rubaya. Yeah, they haven't. Sketchy hasn't really like we're still working out the email. We're still working out the deals and stuff. and it was actually really cool because they reached out to me. It came out of nowhere, and I'm like, I still feel like a pretty small med school YouTuber for them to reach out to me. So it made me feel really special and important, of course. Um, and I emailed them back, and we're still going back and forth with the emails. So hopefully, you'll hear something soon. Think of the introverts who would rather not deal with humans for their own health, but being able to tell a robot who they think won't judge them. Like, think about it. Although I have high hopes, although I have hopes, eh, I still don't see it. I love robots. I just think, uh, I don't know. I just don't think a robot is gonna take over a job. I think technology is a really good tool for medicine. I just don't think robots are the tool that's gonna take over medicine. Just doesn't feel right. Marissa, that's another level. What's another level, Marissa? Nice backpack. Nice backpack. Thank you, Rabaya. I'm actually getting an upgraded version of this at the end of July. It is a pre-order backpack that I really like, and I would actually love to work with the creator of this bag because it's not like a one-off bag. It's not like a Jan Sport bag or something. And I really like this backpack, so maybe uh, I could work out a deal with him so that we can promote it through my channel, and maybe I could get some cool backpacks. I would I would like that, and then I can give you guys some cool backpacks. There's a red, a yellow, and a blue version coming out. I got the black one again just because I need it to be kind of toned down for school, but it's like an upgraded version of this one. I'm really excited to get it. MSD, I haven't heard anything about textbooks from my school yet, just that we are using netters and grants for anatomy. That makes sense, MSD, for anatomy. Yeah, when you're in the anatomy lab, we have the books there, so they're really good books. I forget which one I like more. There's one of those two that I like more, and I don't know which one it was. If I saw the books, I could tell you. And then most of the books, MSD, your school is going to give you'll have access to it online. Every textbook that they give to, like, they require us to have, really, is basically online. I can get it through our library portal. I can pull it up and just use that. So that's probably what's going to happen at your school. So don't stress over textbooks. I do kind of want to get the new Robbins pathology of basic sciences or whatever. We use that a lot, and I kind of just want a hard copy just so I can kind of like write notes and stuff in it. I do have access to it online, but that book is it's really good. One a few of my two of my friends had it, and it's just like another textbook to carry, which is what kind of puts me off. But maybe I could have it here at home and just go through it if I'm not feeling like too motivated to do practice questions or look at lectures, or just to have something different to do. If that makes sense. Angel is officially tired and going to sleep. See you later, Angel. Thanks for showing up. Hit the like button before you leave, please. We'll see you later. Rubias, robots are here for surgery, or at least that which I've seen. The thing is, robots are so dumb yet fancy and helpful. Literally, need an educated sales rep stay in the OR to operate it. That's, yeah. Like I said, Rubaya, they're programs, and if the program is incorrect, then you're gonna screw it up. MSD, hit me up if you have any giveaways. I will, MSD. I give away my MCAT books on the channel when I first started, and it was good, but I already gave both sets of MCAT books I had. We'll see what other giveaways I can come up with for you guys. Rubaya, my take. Yes, they save docs time and effort, yet they are in pain, added stress for a surgeon, especially when you don't quite control about what a register or a sales rep is getting. What? Yeah. Surgeon told them inside the OR while the patient opened in the OR. Yeah, that's why I don't think robots will ever take over Rubaya. Like, it's just not. It's not gonna happen. Like, it won't happen. And especially in other country, other we only use robots in the United States because we waste exorbitant amount of money on healthcare unnecessarily. Um, so it's just not gonna happen unless we turn into some kind of utopian society, and if the robot can't operate on you, then you die. Like that That's like the only way something like that would happen. Tips for a neuroscience major. MSD was a neuro major. All right, give us some tips, MSD. I was in a neuroscience major, Deborah. I took neuro in med school, which I imagine is probably very different from a neuroscience major, but I don't know. Hit us with the tips, MSD. I would say that by fourth year it gets easy. Is it because you built so much neuro knowledge by that point that you can really like you just know most of it, that you can integrate information to answer questions correct or something like that? I don't know if I'm on the right path with that. It's kind of what I imagine. We're still here, Duro. It's been a really good stream. Oh my gosh, it's an hour 45. Uh, there's a lot of you guys still here though, so that's why I stay on. I'm not gonna like. I'm really excited that you guys are still here. Let's show MSD's message because it blocked it. Oh, I see why it blocked it. Where did you go to college? I think it's talking to you, MSD. I don't think MSD wants to share where he went to college yet, Deborah. MSD neuromedical school is much more clinical and college is a bit more of physics and shits. Yeah, that makes sense, MSD. Yeah, neuro in med school is completely clinical. Oh yeah, did you guys like the thumbnail for this live stream? I'm trying to make better trying to make better thumbnails. I know I look like crap. I'm like already in my pajamas ready to go to bed, but I thought the thumbnail was cool, so. You go to Tulane, nice MSD. I think my sister wanted to go there for law school. The law school in Tulane is really good, right? Is anybody here from Canada? Wi-Fi is behaving. Deborah wishes it was more clinical. Yeah, it's very clinical in med school. It's all clinical. Drew, I liked it. Where's the cat though? The low cure one, Calyx from America's videos. The cat is not here. So that is actually my girlfriend's cat. I was at her house one day and I was literally laying there and the cat just came and sat and laid on me, which that's Oreo. It's a female, by the way. That's Oreo. I've known her for a long time. And she just came and sat on me, which was fine. I love cats. I love animals, so I was completely fine with it. I am actually looking at the thumbnail right now, and I do have a really nice double chin going on there with it, but it's all right. Any physics you found useful in first year yet? The physics, yes. I can't believe I spaced. Um, s- uh, Cardiology with all the blood flow, tons of physics. Pulmonology with all the pressures in and out of your lungs, tons of physics. Renal with the concentration gradients up and down your nephrons, tons of physics. The CVPR block, so much physics, guys. I didn't experience any physics during MSCT, HEMONC, during neuro, during FMS, any of those. But when it came to CVPR, physics, bunch of physics, guys. Not hard physics, but it did have a lot of physics. Electrical physics, that's kind of not really. Like I said, it's a lot of more like concentration gradients and stuff like that, MSD, which is kind of like chemistry. It's like the the physics in med school is like physics and chemistry and biochem. It's all mixed, guys. Like I hope you guys understand the big picture that these sciences aren't in a human body are all integrated into one. They are not isolated ever. They're always working with each other. But yeah, a lot of physics and CVPR. In neuro, oh, I see. Neuro, yeah, like I guess what like action potential thresholds. That's like the most of the physics I can think of. All right, Marissa. Even though I got a few years before med school, I think I'm most excited for the residency part. Yeah, me too, Marissa. I hate school. I hate studying, but I love being in the clinic. Oh man, I love being in the clinic and taking care of patients. It's my favorite part. Um, but yeah, I see what you're saying, MSD. Sorry, I was just thinking like in all of med school, I guess. Mohammed, please tell me what year in college that I should start studying for MCAT because I'm going to college first time this year in August. Um, so so I did not do this, guys, Mohammed and Deborah. So if you guys are taking a pre-med required course like general chemistry, organic chemistry, physics, um, I guess psychology, definitely if you guys have access to MCAT books, kind of follow along with the course using the MCAT books and use like Khan Academy and other free online videos to like just get a little bit more of the MCAT side of it. But your number one priority, guys, is to get good grades in those pre-med courses. Um, the MCAT is a test you can study for once you've taken all the pre-med courses. That's what I did, and that's what I feel like most people do. Um, that's like my suggestion. If you are, what's up, Pushin Cat, if I'm saying it correctly, if you are taking pre-med courses, follow along with the MCAT book. You don't have to. You can study for the MCAT once you've finished all the MCAT courses, or all the pre-med prereq courses, which are Gen Chems, um, OChems, one semester or year of biochem, calculus, physics, and then psychology and sociology. Those courses. I never took a sociology course, but I took psychology, and those were pretty easy to study for. So everybody's different, Mohammed and Deborah. So there's not like um, they do not update them a lot, Deborah. That is a complete lie. The books, I literally have the. Oh no, I gave them away. The books I gave away, I literally. There was a company online that literally compared them side to side. Literally, the lines were like maybe a little bit offset, and the page numbers were all the same. It was absolutely ridiculous, and they sold like the new set for way more. And you that is not true, Deborah. That's not true. Um, no, I completely disagree with that med student that said that they update often. That's a complete. I don't believe it. You should do some online research. I think they were called MCAT Bros. They did a side to side comparison. The books are literally exact same from year to year. They just put the new date on there and market them for you guys to pay more for the new set. MCAT for me was biochem heavy. I agree, MSD. It was biochem heavy for me too. Um, yeah, it was heavy. It was biochem heavy for me too. Cool, Pushin. Glad to know. Hey, Pushin. I always wonder if. All right, MSD. We'll see you later. Thanks for showing up, man. Message me on Instagram or email me or something, and we'll connect. Pushin, you should. I don't know if you've ever commented on America Revere's videos. I know she loves Pushin things often, so I feel like she would be very happy to see you on her channel. Tammy Lawson, have you ever taken the Myers-Briggs Indicator Med School offer? I tell you what specialty fits your personality, lifestyle. So I did take that Myers-Briggs a long time ago. Tammy, I haven't taken it recently. I did take the double AMC, like what specialty you should go into test. I should share that with you guys in a video soon. And yeah, I we don't get the Myers Briggs offered, but we get the double AMC test thing offered. I know, Zaneeb, I'm still going. I'm gonna quit in like 6 minutes, guys, at 2 hours. But this has been a really good live stream. There's been a lot of you guys here asking questions. We've been having a good time out here, so I'm excited. I like this one. It said I should do OBGYN, Tammy, by Tammy. Nice, Tammy. Do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? Deborah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Deborah. I that was. It does not get updated. In what I've seen, it does not get updated. All right, MSD. We'll see you, Mohammed. Is it better to study independently on your own structure or enroll in a specific course for the MCAT? For the MCAT, I imagine you mean, Mohammed. Um, the first year I took the MCAT, Mohammed, I took a I was I did an internship that was offered to me that offered me the MCAT Kaplan tutoring course thing. Um, I didn't do so well on the MCAT. I don't know if it's because I wasn't focused enough because I felt like, oh, I got this Kaplan course, I'm gonna do just fine on it, and I didn't. The second year, I did not have that course available to me, so I self-studied and I got a better score on it. Um, so I do not think an MCAT course is required, but it helps, and especially if you're gonna put the work in. I did not put the work in the first year. Pushin, okay, I'll look into it. Yeah, Pushin, she would love to see you on there. I don't think she does live streams, but she has. I mean, I'm actually surprised you haven't seen her videos if you've seen me. Um, but yeah, she loves Pushin plushies. I'm really happy you're here, but I know she's gonna be super excited to see you over there. uh, and listen, I really need a letter from every place I volunteer. Like, do they ask for this letter? No, they don't. Unless you're only going to submit a few letters of recommendation. You're not going to submit them from every extracurricular you do. On the extracurricular page of the AMCAS, it is going to ask you for contact information for the volunteer places you've gone to. I don't know if they actually call the people. I wasn't ever told that they did. But I imagine like if they suspect you of lying or something on your application, they could call and figure that out. But your letters of recommendation are probably going to come from like a physician, a professor, and where you volunteered from. And then some schools have weird letters of rec that they request. So make sure you know what letters of recommendation the schools you're applying to like to see. This has definitely been one of the best lives I've seen in a while. Yeah, Marissa, this has been probably the best one I've had since I've started lives. I've had a lot of really good ones actually. I've actually really enjoyed doing these lives because I feel like not a lot of people do them, and you guys really like them, and I really like them. Mohammed, yeah, the MCAT. So I answered your question, Mohammed. Tammy, the only cat I'm going to look at is my own, so no, haha, Tammy. What kind of cat you got, Tammy? Why are you hating on Oreo? Orio's so cute. I agree with Marissa, even though I left for a while and missed a bunch. Yeah, Zaneeb, you're gonna have to go watch it back. I'm really glad you guys like it. Thank you all so much. I'm glad you guys really like this live. It makes me happy that we've all been entertaining each other for 2 hours almost. How to study physics and chemistry. Um, Physics kind of came pretty naturally to me, Hung. Um, Chemistry was uh really difficult for me. Um, but I did a lot of practice questions. General chemistry was really difficult for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I didn't know how to study, like I said previously. But for chemistry, my biggest thing is to do a lot of practice questions that are different and really understand the mechanism for why the reaction is happening and don't just memorize specific reactions. You have to know why they're like S1, SN1, SN2 reactions. Um, you got to know like the affinities and different things like that. You really have to know that stuff whenever you're taking these chemistry courses versus just memorizing certain reactions. Physics, I kind of just get it in my brain. I don't know if it's because I worked on the farm so much that I know like I just know stuff. It just makes sense to me in my brain. Physics just really makes a lot of sense to me. Um, so I don't have tips for physics. I had a really great physics professor too. I actually went to basically all of his office hours. And sometimes it wasn't even for like questions. It was just kind of to hang out because he was a cool guy. And maybe that's why I did so well in it, just because we kind of clicked with each other and I understood him. I love cat, and your cat is really cute. Thanks, Bushin. Is OChem that hard? By Deborah. I didn't think general chemistry was definitely harder than OChem for me, Deborah. But like I said, do practice questions, know why the reactions are happening, not just memorizing specific reactions. Yeah, definitely, Mohammed. We were talking about this earlier. I don't know who brought it up. Bye, Zanib. Thanks for being here. Um, like I said, I talked about this earlier, Mohammed. Somebody asked about pre-med toxicity. Medical school is very collaborative. Pre-meds are y'all are crazy. Y'all just compete with each other all the time and it's completely unnecessary. But yeah, I feel a really good collaboration with all my classmates this last year. It felt really good. Marissa, the whole connection with everyone, the interaction, I learned quite a few things here that I'm definitely going to think about after this. Very good, Marissa. I'm really happy. Do you know if med schools use Respondus lockdown browser to take exams? So my med school does use a software called Exemplify Endless, and it basically locks you out of every other function of your computer other than the exam. And then for certain exams, they let you like browse the web and stuff if it's like a clinical reasoning test. But for most tests that you are taking on the computer, it shuts down everything off your computer. So yeah, they lock it down. Deborah, what's the most important thing to know when going into your undergrad as a pre-med? I think you really, really need to work on getting good study habits and learning how to perform well in the pre-med courses for yourself because it's different for everybody. Find out what works for you before you start doing like the volunteering and the extracurriculars and MCAT studying and research. Really learn how to study, how you as a person study to get good grades, and then take it from there, and then just start building from there. I think that's. I just wish I knew that I really needed to know how to study for college, and I just didn't, guys. Um, when I first started undergrad, I didn't know you had to study really freaking hard and like really get good grades in these pre med courses to get into medical school. I think that's the number thing you need to know. Is research that important in regards to be a competitive pre-med? It's important. It depends what school you go to, Muhammad. The really competitive schools, of course, yeah, research is very important. A lot of my classmates didn't have, actually, I wouldn't say a lot. A few of my classmates had no research experience, but most did have some sort of research. It didn't have to be like a basic lab science. My research was like a qualitative. I interviewed people. I did posters, stuff like that. It does. I think it's not the most important. You don't 100% need it, but you should have it. I think as pre med, at least some sort of research stuff going on. When is your first day of classes? I start on Thursday again, Tammy, and it's just mostly orientation this first week. So it's going to be really boring, but it's required. So I have to go. And yeah, Thursday I start again. All right, everybody. It has been 2 hours. We all need to go to bed. Thank you all so much for showing up. This has been a really, really good live stream. I really enjoyed hanging out with you all so much today. I can't wait to like keep doing this. Do you get to do white coat again? I'll answer this one, Tammy. I could do the white coat. I don't think I'm gonna go do it. I already took my white coat oath. And I don't think I'm actually gonna go to the ceremony again. I haven't completely decided yet, but I don't think I'm going to. So therefore, I probably won't record it. If I do go, I'll record it. But as of right now, I don't think I'll redo white coat. I have already taken the oath, and I don't feel it necessary to redo the white coat ceremony. It makes sense in my brain. All right, Deborah, thank you for showing up. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I will see you all soon. Yeah, I'll see. Well, maybe not soon. We'll see when I do the next live. I have a lot of cool video ideas. Thank you all for all these specialty ideas. It was really fun, and I wrote down a couple of video ideas as well. So look out for how to survive in med school resources, and maybe like a what's in my bag video or something. All right. We'll see you guys. Bye.